Join me as I dive into my metabolism challenge to find out what really worked best for my body. I've always been curious about how to boost my metabolism, and I figured, why not try it out and share my journey with you guys? I've been on a quest to get better at understanding my body and how it reacts to different foods, exercise, and lifestyle changes. This challenge has been a game changer for me, and I'm excited to share my findings with you. I've always been interested in health and wellness, but I have to admit my metabolism has been a bit of a mystery to me. I've tried various diets and workout routines, but I never really knew what was working and what wasn't. That's why I decided to take on this challenge and see what really works. My goal was to find out what makes my body tick and how I can optimize my metabolism for better energy, weight management, and overall health. I've had days where I felt like I was doing everything right, but my body just wouldn't cooperate. I've had days where I felt sluggish, tired, and just plain blah. But I've also had days where I felt like I was on top of the world, full of energy and ready to take on anything. It's been a wild ride, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. I've learned that everyone's body is different and what works for one person may not work for another. That's why I wanted to share my journey with you in hopes that it might help you guys figure out what works best for your bodies too. Before I started this challenge, I have to admit, my metabolism was a bit of a mess. I was experiencing low energy, bloating, and weight gain, which was really frustrating for me. I was eating a balanced diet, or so I thought, and I was exercising regularly, but I just wasn't seeing the results I wanted. I was getting discouraged and feeling like I was doing something wrong. I've tried fad diets, restrictive eating, and over-exercising, but nothing seemed to stick. I was always yo-yoing between different weight extremes, and it was taking a toll on my mental and physical health. I've always struggled with digestive issues like bloating and cramps, which made me feel uncomfortable and self-conscious. I've had a hard time sleeping, and I've often woken up feeling groggy and tired. I've struggled with cravings and emotional eating, which has led to weight gain and feelings of guilt. I've also had a hard time finding motivation to exercise, and when I do, I often feel like I'm not doing enough. I've struggled with body image issues, feeling like I'm not good enough or that I'm not meeting societal standards. Be sure to click the subscribe, like, and notifications button for more videos like this one. I've felt like I'm not alone in this struggle, and that's why I wanted to share my journey with you. I've learned that it's okay not to be perfect and that it's okay to make mistakes. I was eating a lot of processed foods, sugary snacks, and unhealthy fats, which I know now can really slow down your metabolism. I was also sedentary for most of the day, which didn't help matters. I was sitting at a desk for work, and then I'd come home and prop myself on the couch where I'd stay for hours. As I started to learn more about metabolism and how it works, I began to realize that I needed to make some serious changes. I started by cleaning up my diet, focusing on whole foods, fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and healthy fats. I also started exercising more regularly, incorporating a mix of cardio, strength training, and flexibility exercises into my routine. I tried various methods and strategies during my challenge, and some worked better than others. I started with small changes like drinking more water and taking a daily walk. I gradually increased my physical activity, adding in strength training and high-intensity interval training. I also focused on stress management, trying techniques like meditation and deep breathing. Some of the strategies that worked really well for me included intermittent fasting, which helped me improve my insulin sensitivity and increase my energy levels. I also found that incorporating more protein into my diet helped me build muscle and boost my metabolism. I learned that getting enough sleep is crucial for metabolism, and I made sure to get at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night. I also tried some other approaches that didn't work as well for me. I tried a keto diet, which was really hard for me to stick to, and I didn't see the results I wanted. I also tried some supplements, which didn't seem to make a big difference. But that's okay, because I learned that everyone's body is different and what works for one person may not work for another. One of the most important things I learned during my challenge is the importance of consistency. It's not about making drastic changes that you can't sustain. It's about making small, incremental changes that you can stick to in the long term. It's also about being patient and not expecting overnight results. As I continued on my journey, I started to notice some really cool changes in my body. I had more energy, I was sleeping better, and I was feeling more confident. I was also losing weight and seeing improvements in my overall health. But then something clicked. I had a breakthrough moment where everything just came together. I realized that I had been focusing on the wrong things and that I needed to shift my approach. The breakthrough moment for me was when I realized that my metabolism was closely tied to my stress levels. When I was stressed, my body would go into fight or flight mode and my metabolism would slow down. I learned that I needed to prioritize stress management and that it was just as important as diet and exercise. I learned that self-care is not selfish and that taking care of myself is essential for my overall health. I started prioritizing activities that bring me joy, like spending time with loved ones, reading, and taking relaxing hot showers. As I look back on my journey, I'm amazed at how far I've come. I've learned so much about my body and what works best for me. I've learned that it's about balance and consistency, and that small changes can add up over time. The most effective strategies for me were focusing on whole foods, exercising regularly, and managing stress. I've also learned that importance of self-care and prioritizing activities that bring me joy. Disclaimer: the information provided regarding health benefits is for informational purposes only and should not be considered medical advice. Always consult a healthcare professional before starting any new health regimen, treatment, or if you have any questions regarding a medical condition. Individual results may vary and the effectiveness of health benefits can differ based on personal circumstances. The content is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. If you're struggling with metabolism, I encourage you to share your story with me in the comments below. I'd love to hear about your experiences and offer any support or advice I can. If you want to learn more about my health and wellness journey, be sure to check out our other videos where I'll be sharing more tips and tricks for optimizing your health. I'll see you in the next video.